I am waiting for everyone to slide over to the new stream. I am waiting for people to slide over from the stream that I had to cut out to the new one. There you go. Yep, I completely restarted a fresh stream because I had locked up somehow. So there you go. I will do this over again with paper for that first fortune cookie, as I was trying to show you what this is. It's a phonetic pronunciation of the Chinese word for the English word. No, gooseberry. I'm covering up part of it. So the Chinese character for the syllable, followed by the phonetic pronunciation, and then on the other side, some of these used to have what they call lucky numbers. Well, this one has lucky numbers. Get this to focus. There we go. Always over deliver and under promise. That's what it says. And then those who play numbers. But I don't mess with that. So anyway, that's what is in that one. So again, I apologize for having to restart. Again, as I said earlier, these are rather soft. See, I could bend it instead of just outright break it. So it bent before it broke. So shows these have been around a while. And being in those clear commercial wrappers, these obviously came out of a larger package. They're still edible. They're just a little soft instead of crispy like they're supposed to be. So these would be the dessert. I'm just going to have another bite of the cashew chicken. But the second one, so these two are completely intact. I pulled the paper out without breaking the cookie. And guess what the word on this one is? Well, fancy that. I got the word chicken on this one. And I'm having chicken. How cool is that? Let's see, this one. Now this Galaxy S4, as much as I like it, it just doesn't want to focus anymore. This one says new and rewarding opportunities will develop for you. And it's got some numbers down there. I'm going to go for another handful of my trail mix. Gotta have one of those in there. If you hit the like on my original stream, just go ahead and hit it on this one, because the likes don't carry over. Of course, I have to go back for more of this. I put some of the cheese sauce in here. That's why it has a little bit of an orange color. I still have some in here. I just wanted to finish that off so I can put that packet in my trash bag, which is basically a Walgreens shopping bag. There is food for permaculture. The reason why you see a 2 in the title is because this is the second part. My original stream froze up, so I had to restart it. Welcome back, Doxy Mom. But after I fixed that, is as the stream processes and becomes a replayable video, you can edit titles, add descriptions, and if it's not already monetized, you can monetize it if you are in the YouTube partner. But I can set that up when I'm starting the stream. I can get into the settings and put it to how I want. So that's one less step I have to do at the end. But this, since I added my own Asian spices to it, ginger or and I added some dehydrated onion, the minced onion, lemon pepper, some the rice, and some ginger, and I put some Himalayan pink salt in there. Put it in there. When I opened the accessory packet, there was no salt or pepper. So I figured, okay, I'm getting into my own spice cabinet. Going after my coffee. I just finished off the first fortune cookie. This drink is strawberry lemonade. It's actually not bad. It is pretty sweet. Lemonade lovers who don't lemonade, they will probably want to add a little bit more water, or maybe put some lemon in there. But it looks like a fruit punch. This cherry drink, I decided not a few of those on camera already. And these lifesavers, I think, are cherry. So that cherry drink will get saved for another day. And this snack mix only had 2 cashews in there. Yeah, I really do enjoy the cherry drink. But I'm going to save it. I wish this mix would have had more cashews than 2, but the 2 that I did have got put into the main to go along with the cashews that Minotaur had put into the bag. Let's see how this one is. Yep, this is one. This is the same. It should have broken already. I'm just basically bending it. Now that's a soft break. You should not be able to do this with the fortune cookie. But it's still perfectly fine. I could do this. Dunk it in the coffee. And the coffee flavor really takes over the flavor of the fortune cookie. Now the paper in this one is so far inside that I cannot just grab it and pull it out, so I will break. Here we go. Here is a word for the Carlos Perry. Yeah, mother. Because earlier he was saying that he is moving stuff for his mother. So I thought, oh, that's a good word for him. So if he replay of this half of the stream, then he can see that the word that came out of this one. Straight tree, yeah, be careful. Straight trees often have crooked roots. So that's basically saying that something made on the outside, but could be hiding something a little not so nice. Got peanuts left. I see dots. Are you trying to do Morse code? I don't remember what one dot means. It's been so long since I messed with Morse code. I learned that back in high school when my school had the beginnings of a ham radio club, but we did not get very far. Then, of course, I graduated. Had not with it till more recently when I got my ham study guide to get my license. I have not gotten a ham license yet, but I do have a Belfang ham radio, which I listen to. I can't really get much on it, but I can get weather on it, which is pretty awesome. So that is one way you can have emergency radio service. If you don't have a regular emergency radio or one that can pick up the weather channels, and you can listen to a ham radio without having a license, you just can't get on there and talk to anyone. But when you do get your license, there are certain things that you have to do when you first start talking or reaching out to talk to someone else. Certain things you say. But I do eventually a license, so I can actually talk on my radio. Eat the rest of this fortune cookie, and that'll be have food purring. If I had an Asian coffee, I would probably enjoy dunking those fortune cookies in it, but this is a deep, rich coffee. I wanted to use up my last 2 packets of that before they got that I checked out. But this Cafe Bustelo, this is coffee. Save it for another day. And I put both packets of the deep rich and I just used the 1 creamer and 1 sugar that was in the accessory pack. Had this little spork in it. So you can see the length compared to my 4N MRE spork. But I'll save this, it'll go into my storage. I hope you like the lighting that is coming from the left. Not as much of a shadow. It doesn't look so dark over here. I have a light off to the left. In fact, I will show it to you. Take you off the mount. This is old light Minotaur. I actually don't hit that switch. Let me kill that. There we go. Move my trash bag. See that? Because I've been using it, this red means that it's charging. I have it plugged in. I keep it plugged in all the time. But see, it just turned to green. But this is what I have positioned. I can angle this up or all the way down. And I can change the brightness. That turned it off. There's a button on the back here. When this is attached to it, this is magnetic. When this is attached to it, I can turn it on. Turn the brightness all the way up. Turn the brightness down, all the way down. So that's the lowest setting. I'll put it back up to where it was. And then this thing down here, there's a little switch. I can do, turn that up, turn that down, turn it off. See, pushing this switch down turns this to the kind of the warm white light. Now I just changed colors. And then that just turns it off. and that is the Olight Minotaur, and it's a very versatile desk lamp. Get my cord out of the way because I have my phone plugged into a power bank. But it's a very versatile desk lamp, and yet I can take off the head but the button on the top of the stand does not work when this thing is away from it. So in order to turn it on and off, oops, there we go. I'm going to put it back on the mount. So I wanted something better than those little book lights that I was using, because when I was using those, I would be changing the batteries out like every other week. Plus, they're not very bright anyway, even with two of those little book lights, but I'll still keep them. I got batteries stored up for them. But anyway, I hope you like the lighting. It seems a bit more even, you know, when it's supplementing the light that is above me and to my right. It's the light from my ceiling fan. I got two white LED bulbs and one that looks like a yellow. They call it a warm white. See, this thing here is a warm light. It's not like the super bright, almost bluish. They call that a cool white. So, but that one, that LED bulb, that's the warm light, that's actually facing my slider. And the cooler white LED light bulbs in my ceiling fan, one is facing toward me, and then the other one is facing the kitchen. The fourth socket in the ceiling fan doesn't work, so I don't keep a bulb in it. But I really don't care about that space over there anyway. I just have stuff stored over there. I had a second computer over there, an older one, but it completely went kaput. And then my Dell that I bought before, a couple months before I moved over here, which is a factory refurb, that has gone kaput. So I have a laptop to my left, but I have a hard time using laptops because I have to have the screen in a certain position for me to be able to read it, and it has to be away from the keyboard. The screen has to be separate from the keyboard. Otherwise, I have to almost lean over the keyboard, and it's hard to type when you're almost chest over on top of the keyboard in order to look at the screen. So, but it's very awesome of Curious Pete to have this laptop brought over to me. So I have downloaded some software on it so I can edit videos on there. I put I put OBS back on there because I had used OBS a little bit on my Dell desktop. And then I have XSplit, which was a program that I have used years ago, and I got the upgraded free version. Then my video editor that I like to use in the past is called OpenShot. So I have that on there, and I really like that for video editing. It's a free one. There's a paid version, but it's one of those that are called open source. So I guess people who have the know-how can go in there and, I guess with permission, and offer to make improvements or, find bugs and fix them. I'm not sure how that works. I just happen to like the program, so I use it. So I can process bigger video files than I can on a phone. So I just dump all the clips onto the laptop, and I can route them through the OpenShot and then upload them from there. So I hope everyone who was still hanging out in my original stream has made it over here, except for those who had to split for various reasons. But maybe they'll watch the replay later if they feel like it. If not, so be it. But anyway, I'll show again what these in the fortune cookies. The word to learn how to sort of say it in Chinese, gooseberry, and on the back side, always over deliver and under promise. And then the second one was befitting of tonight's meal. It says chicken. And on the back side of this one, new and rewarding opportunities will soon develop for you. That was on this one. And then earlier, DeCarlo Terry had talked about how he has to do stuff for his mother. And I wish you would have been on when I opened this one, because it says mother. And on the back side of this one, be careful, straight trees often have crooked roots. So that was on that one. So those are the little slips that were in the fortune cookies. I wish they would have retained their crispness, but the thin wrappers that they were in really don't stand up. I mean, they're like this. They're like the wrappers on these Lifesavers. They come out of a bigger package that was shipped from the factory to wherever Minotaur acquired them. And then they were just put into the individual boxes or other bags or... But they still tasted okay. They were just not as crispy as they should have been. They bent before they broke. But this cherry, the strawberry lemonade, I keep wanting to call it cherry because I think this is cherry. But this is actually not too bad. And unlike the Yosemite red drink powders, this does not leave a noticeable red residue on the inside of my drinking jar. And that I like. Yeah, it dissolved very well. And I mixed it in a pouch. Yeah, the powder was a bit clumpy in there, like moisture had gotten to it or humidity. So I decided to mix it in a pouch, and the way I do it, I'll just kind of use this one for example. I don't put the full amount of water in there. That way there's more room for it to shake around when I shake it. I put some water in there, I seal it up, shake the living crap out of it, and then I check it, might add a little bit more water or pour it into whatever I'm going to drink out of. And then I just put more water in there in the bag. Shake it again to get up any remaining stuff that might have been left in the bag. And call it good. And that, it may take a little bit more time, but that seems to work for me when I'm shaking drink mixes in their pouches. But these do stand up the shaking, and the fact that they're gusseted makes it even better. Yeah, I like the USMRE shaker bags, but if they're gusseted, I think that would be a whole lot better. Well, sorry, CR, you're going to have to find your own food because I can't upload food. The only thing I got left for this meal is these lifesavers. And they both look the same, so I am going to guess that these are cherry. Yep, they're cherry, or at least that one is. And it was a bit sticky when I got it out of the wrapper. So I think it might have had a little bit of heat to it. But it's perfectly fine. But it got soft pretty quick. But other than that, this ration was a winner. Now, because I used the deep rich coffee that I wanted to use up since one of my packets had already gone bad, I'm saving this Cafe Bustelo for another time. This is good coffee. I like it. The spork will get added to my supply of plastic utensils for emergencies. And I saved these moist towelettes. I got a place where I stash these. Yeah, this actually says espresso. See, espresso instant coffee. And this is in Spanish, espresso café instantáneo. So these are, it's the same packet like, you know, the Taster's Choice and some other coffees. I got some Folgers coffee that's in these little tubes. I still have a few of those Folgers singles that is the regular ground coffee inside of what looks like a tea bag. Have a few of those left. I haven't used all of those. You can get those in, I think, packets of 10 or something like that. And I found some Death Wish coffee that was clearanced at Walmart because the box was damaged, but all of the packets were there. So that is supposed to be some really potent coffee. And I have some instant coffee, some 3-in-1 that I picked up at Hillel Groceries that I think is a Turkish coffee. It's in the same type of a thing like this. You know, the Nescafe 3-in-1. Because the creamer and the sugar are added with it, those packets are a little bit bigger than this. Oh yeah, coffee candy. Uh, the Death Wish coffee, is that one super potent? Is it extremely bitter or just super strong, super concentrated? Yeah, there are some coffees that are supposed to be even stronger than that. Yeah, I pulled that. There's a bit of a red ring in there because it got a little sticky. Because of that stickiness and propensity to melt, that's why I don't store candies like. And now they do an orange one that's in that same format. And the other hard candies like that do not have the same kind of ingredients that the fruit lifesavers do. Or say like the gummy candies or Jolly Ranchers. I only store those kinds of candies. You know, the Smarties. In other countries they're called Rockets, but they're basically packaged the same. It's the same type of thing. Or the Sweet Tarts or Spree. The ones that are not chewy. Those are the kind of candies that I store. You know, the Tic Tacs. Yep, I store those kinds of candies because they don't melt as quickly as, say, the Fruit Lifesavers or Jolly Ranchers would. Well, you can go get some dessert, whatever you have, because you'll have to find it yourself. I can't do it for you. Like I said, I can't upload food. Only of it. Or video in this case. Oh yes, I love coffee ice cream. I have not had any of that in quite some time. I think the last time I got some, I was at an ice cream shop with some relatives. And they had coffee ice cream on their menu, so I got some. You know, before that, it had been some time since I last bought it in a store. I don't buy ice cream to store because I only have the small freezer above my fridge, and I prefer to keep things in there like meat and ice packs, you know, those freezer packs. I got some butter in there. I got some cream cheese in there. I keep my yeast in there. Yeah, I don't have a second freezer, so I can't store as much as I would like. But right now, I just don't have the room for a second freezer. It would be nice if I could afford a storage unit, then I could get some of my preps out of here. Then I might have room for a second freezer. There are outlets over in that corner where I would put it. But right now it's just other stuff that I have collected. Of course, I don't show all my preps. I just have stuff that I've never shown on camera and probably will not, just because I don't want to give any clues away. for anyone who might want to do me dirty. Let's see, next week I got a few rations left in my box. I'm supposed to have some shipped out soon. I ordered from Minotaur, and I'm waiting on those to get processed. That order, they were having some issues, so they're delaying, plus the holiday, on the 4th, Independence Day, obviously no one was there. I don't think. I hope Bob took the day off and didn't go to work. But orders are a little bit delayed, but I don't mind. It's not like I need them right now because I still have 2 MREs. I got a vegetarian Norwegian Arctic field ration. Actually, I got 2 tan bag MREs. Then I have the French single meal exercise ration. From what I've seen on other videos, they do not come with drinks, so I'll just pull drinks out of my stash. There is Chosuk in the house running in. Yeah, I don't mind. I just wait for things to come. And he said in his last video, since orders are being delayed because of several things that came up, plus the holiday, some of it was things he could not do anything about. He just has to deal with it. Every business has that. I have had some issues with Amazon orders. I've had some issues I bought on eBay. Package to make up for time. I still have a corned beef brown bag. The package that it was put in was damaged. I went ahead and opened the bag, the MRE bag, to inspect all the contents just to make sure that nothing inside there was damaged. And everything inside there seems to be okay, so even though I've reviewed that one, and that one that I had was awesome, I could eat every single bit of that one. Yeah, I saw that comment too. So sometimes orders do get misplaced. I had an order get mixed up with something else. And then, I just kept on, reminding them about it. Then it finally got sent out, and then some extra items were included in the package. Yeah. At one time, I was having issues with an order from Foreign MRE. It kept getting returned to them because apparently my address was undeliverable. But that was partly PayPal's fault because it didn't include my apartment number. So I finally got that one. Yeah, every company that you go through when you're ordering stuff online, you're going to have issues. I had issues. Then, of course, you got mail or package delivery service messing with your packages. Like I bought some tray liners for my dehydrator so I could do fruit roll-ups or jerky. Those things are put in just a bubble mailer. And the mail carrier literally folded the package and snapped them. Because they're a harder plastic and not flexible like a piece of paper or like silicone. They're plastic and not silicone, so that's why they broke instead of just bent. So I had to get my money back on those. And then another time I ordered a couple of additional trays, but they were the wrong trays, not even for mine. It wasn't even Nesco branded. It was a completely different brand of dehydrators, and they were too big to fit mine. So I had to send those back. And of course, you know, we got porch pirates. You know, if I'm home and I see a package that's just left on the steps, I will take it inside just to make sure that it doesn't get stolen. And then I will take it to the door of the person who's supposed to get it. In fact, I did that a couple days ago. I was well, someone else had actually brought this package inside, but just left it just inside the door. So a couple nights ago, no, actually it was last night, I took it up to the apartment door of the person who is supposed to get it and just put it in front of the door. So I will do that. If I don't want people's packages to get stolen, and I've had a few people do that. If they see a package for me left outside, they'll bring it inside. You know, some people will do that, some won't. But when you live in a building that doesn't have a secure place to put odd size or big packages, you got to do it that way. There is TN Bushcrafter in the house. You're catching it late because I am done with all the food, but I had cashew chicken, which I added some of my own spices to give it the Asian flavor that I wanted. I'm just down to my strawberry and lemonade and my coffee. And the fortune cookies. Well, let's go spare one. This came out of one of the fortune cookies. You know, you get a word and a phonetic pronunciation guide for trying to say it in Chinese. Has chicken. I thought that was pretty darn cool to see that. Well, that's good, CR. You gotta get a couple of calories in you. Yep, I'm doing good. Yesterday was Eid al-Adha for us Muslims, so I hopped a bus and went over to one of the colleges here in town called Grandview University. Since they're not in a regular class session, a lot of the buildings are empty, and no sports going on in their wellness center where they have their basketball court. So we used that building for our Eid prayer. So when that was done, I just hopped the bus and came on home. Checked my mail. Of course, the mail didn't come till a lot later, but I did eventually get what I wanted, or what I was expecting. But of course, Friday night was a day that, although it's not obligatory Muslim to fast that day, it's strongly encouraged. So we had a meal at the mosque, so I helped prepare that, and then I helped clean up afterwards. Yeah, we had a good meal, and I brought leftovers home. So I got some rice, I got a few pieces of chicken, and I got a little bit of veggie, And I had watermelon, but I ate it. I got rice pudding. So I ate some of that with my lunch today. Tomorrow I got to mail a package because I did a giveaway in a new Facebook group that I joined. So I picked the winner yesterday afternoon, and I got the address, so I will mail that prize to that person out tomorrow, and then I'm going to do some grocery shopping. So that's the plan. Thanks for dropping in, Mike. Hope to see you next week. On July 31st, there will be no stream because I will be at Lake Icaria with family. We'll be fishing and just chilling by the lake. So I usually take a pack of halal beef bacon and maybe some hot dogs. I took a pack of hot dogs last year, and we actually, one of my sisters brought hot dogs too, but we needed a few more, so good thing I had some. The ones I get are from an Iowa company called Minotaur. That's a company that's based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's east of here. So I like supporting an Iowa company in addition to the meat being certified halal. So that's a double win for me. So I am going to go pick up some groceries tomorrow after I mail that package. And then I will do some shopping haul videos once I get back home with the stuff that I pick up. Like I do every month, I do a couple of videos on what I pick up from various places. I use them as examples of things you can add to your food storage, maybe new things to try. Just stuff like that. Other channels do it. So I figure I can share some stuff that I get and maybe give some people some ideas, and some people like some of my ideas that I show, and they go get them. I watch other channels and, ooh, that looks interesting. Since I like different flavors, different types of cuisine, I may go after that and get something and try it. So that's my plan for tomorrow. And yes, I do it all by bus. I have a roller suitcase that someone had left at the mosque. I guess someone had been during the last 10 days of Ramadan, people had been actually spending the night in the mosque. They would get a little shut-eye in the prayer room before it's time to get up again to do some of the extra prayers. And then after praying the prayer that we do after or just before, this one prayer has to be done before sunrise, and After that, people may lay back down and get a little more shut-eye. And then in a couple hours, they get up and go on their way. Yeah, it's something special that you've done. But this year, not too many did that because, you know, some people are still kind of nervous about getting the big nasty. And one of the guys who was in the chat earlier in my first half of the stream before it froze up and I had to restart it, he said he got the big nasty. So he's dealing with that. So we hope he kicks that virus to the next galaxy. But, you know, a few people did, and I did, and, you know, I made sure that the breakfast that was served before first light got done, and, you know, I set everything up in our community room, which we use as our dining room when we have meals. So I set all that stuff up. Yeah, I just volunteer to do that. I don't get paid. Unless someone just chooses to give me a little fake money, you know, that's I call our currency funny money, or, you know, fake money, even though, you know, it's legal tender. It's just, it's been colorized. But like I said, I don't get paid for doing that. I just do it because I want to. And then this coming Friday, we'll have our noon lunch. So I help prepare that. I set the room up. You know, I don't have a real job. It would be nice to have a job again, but because I have arthritis, I got a bad knee that I desperately want to get a replacement, but my doctor just doesn't want to do it now. But I will have to have a knee replacement done. But as much as it hurts, I still do what I do. But anyways, I was saying earlier about this case. It was going to get thrown out when we were cleaning out, getting rid of stuff that doesn't belong, or, you know. That suitcase actually had a bunch of books in it, so I took all the books out, put them in containers so that they could be properly stored. And because that suitcase is going to get thrown out, I brought it home. And so I used that as my grocery hauler because my cart broke. I have one of those folding carts, but it broke. And that suitcase is actually a double bonus because it has wheels. It has 4 wheels instead of just 2 like a lot of those roller suitcases have. What it does is I can hide what I'm hauling so no one can snoop or make judgments about what I'm hauling. Plus, I think it gives better protection for the contents since it is a solid material. And it has some outside pockets. I can stick a couple of things. Now, I don't want to overload it. I can't put as much in there as I can the cart, but then again, it forces me to haul less in it, so I'm not having to exert myself too much trying to pull that up the steps, because I have to go up steps to get to my floor. Not as many steps as in the old place that I lived before I came over here. But it works out. And a suitcase that I used to use for travel, I was using that as a hauler, but the bottom of it where the wheels are and the two little feet, that just got so abused that I now use it for pulling laundry from my apartment to the laundry room, which is just a few yards down the hall. And that works because I keep a tube with quarters in it, although I use a laundry app to pay for my loads. I keep a box of fabric softener in there. And then I have what I call laundry balls, which are these round balls with slits in them, and inside them are laundry detergent pellets, and then a little bit dissolves off each one each time they're used. So I had got these a long time ago for testing, and this is way before I was getting into YouTube, doing YouTube videos, but they last quite a long time if you're not using them. At least, if you're using them once or twice a week, yeah, then they'll run out faster. But because I don't do laundry that often, I can make them last. I'm on my last pair of them. And I use those when I'm doing 2 loads at once, using 2 machines. And then I have some of those soft detergent packs that I use when I'm just doing a single load. And of course I have a supply of lawn detergent stored up. I have liquid, and I have those solid packs like the Tide Pods, or no, I have Arm & Hammer laundry packs. They look like the dishwasher, like the Cascade or the Finish dishwasher detergent packs. The Arm & Hammer ones that I have are like that. So I got those. So if I have to do laundry by hand, I got some detergent that I can use to do that. And if I have to hang dry stuff because it can't go in the dryer, or I hand wash it, I use my shower curtain rod. But if crap hits the fan, I'll just tie a rope on my deck and hang him out there. You know, in a situation like that, you know, management would not be able to really get down on us if we're using our decks as you know, to hang dry clothes on if we tie a rope across it. I have a partition on one end of my deck because it separates my half from my neighbor's half. It's not solid, but it's kind of like how a pallet looks, where you got boards offset from each other on either side of it. It kind of looks like that, so there's airflow through it. So if I wanted to, I could go diagonal across the deck from the corner that's up against the wall to the outer post, support post on the opposite end of the deck. In addition to running from the two posts on the front of the deck. So yeah, I could work something out. Well, I've been on here over an hour. I ran a long one the last Saturday, or last Sunday when this phone that I'm streaming on now, it completely died, even though it had a full battery when I started. My power bank had a full... it just got last weekend than it is today. So that maybe makes a difference. So then I switched to my backup phone, which is the one I actually have cell service on that I use for make calls. Stream on. But I suppose since I have exhausted everything here, except for this, which I'm going to stash away for another day, I'm probably going to go ahead and call this one good. Clean up. And then get back on YouTube and find something to watch from someone else. Anyway, I do want to thank you all for sticking it out. Having to restart. So next week I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might do the French one. Or I might do the Norwegian vegetarian. But I do want to bring out those last two candy bars one night when I know a CT is on, because that's when I want to open them up, is when he's watching. But I didn't bring him out tonight because he already said in a comment that he would not be watching tonight because he is having some family stuff, some good times. So anyway, hopefully he'll make it another day. Anyway, thanks all for watching, and catch you on the flip side.